to prove that Elon is not a fascist and not a Nazi, he showed this post where Elon had to, play ball with the ADL, promote Israel, and also go to, I think this was in Auschwitz, to prove that he is, to prove that he was truly sorry for saying, you have said the absolute truth to a neo-Nazi who was talking about how Jews are doing the great replacement. And it's pretty funny because, Ben Shapiro has time and time again reiterated the position that he does not care about anti-Semitism. He simply cares about anti-Israel statements. Okay? Why did Elon visit Auschwitz? Yeah, why did he visit Auschwitz? Here's Ben retweeting a known Nazi. That's so funny. It's got to be a really funny moment where, one of the most prominent right-wing Jewish voices is openly retweeting one of the most prominent Nazi cartoonists. Awesome. Yeah, here is Elon Musk saying, you have said the actual truth to this guy who is a Nazi, going, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. I'm deeply disinterested in giving the tiniest shit now about Western Jewish populations coming to the disturbing realization that those hordes of minorities that support flooding their country don't exactly like them too much. You want the truth said to your face? There it is. Elon responded to that and said, you have said the actual truth. Yeah. Bestie Marks was really funny with his take. He said, Elon Musk is not a fascist. Here's proof of him standing next to me, a fascist. Yeah. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. Blau, deadass, I don't think it was intentional. I think he's just mad awkward with his body. I think, first of all, even if he didn't do this, okay? Even if he didn't do this, Blau, he has done far too many Nazi things for me to say that he's not a fucking Nazi. Far too many, okay? Look at Twitter. Number one, look at Twitter. Number two, look at the prominent Nazi accounts that he follows and regularly highlights and retweets on Twitter. Look at the, bro, please, I'm trying to celebrate the 1% chance. My family was just at summer camp. Okay. Elon Musk is also openly aligning with the AfD and other prominent neo-Nazi movements around the world. And also, he definitely hit the fucking full Hitler. Blau, are you fucking stupid? No, he's joking, chatter. What the fuck are you talking about? Blau is Jewish. I think the most charitable interpretation of the situation is what Liv Agar said, which is that he wanted to do it in a way where there was some kind of plausible deniability where he could do a subtle nod, but because he's too fucking cringe, he was incapable of contorting his body in a way, and he actually ended up doing the full salute rather than one that would have given him a little bit of plausible deniability. I think Elon Musk just knows that he's also the most powerful person on the planet and completely untouchable. That's it. JVP came with the receipts. Last year, Musk attacked the ADL for being a Jewish group. Now the ADL is defending him for a Nazi salute. And instead of addressing anti-Semitism, the ADL is excusing it. The ADL is telling us loud and clear, its priority is shielding the Israeli government from accountability at any cost. I mean, that's 100% true. Yeah, he should have just kept doing the pure X move instead of this new shit that he's trying out. Guess who Ben Shapiro retweeted after the Nazi comic dude? Fatlo. I'd like everyone who thinks Elon Musk gave a Nazi salute to give a fraction of that energy to this. And also, Fatlo is posting Drew Pavlo. Wow, all of my goats. Ben Shapiro, Fartlow, Drew Pavlo, and Stone Toss. All united, dude. All united. Just the worst possible political minds that have gotten together. Cool. Cool. Nightmare blunt rotation. Very cool. Oh, God. I do in some, like, it is a weird situation because, like, oh God, they're doing the more like Hitler like dogs too. They're trying to still continue defending Elon Musk. They're defending Elon Musk like their life fucking depends on it. Jesus Christ. Ay. I want to see what Fatlo tweeted. What the fuck did Fatlo tweet? God, Ben tweets so much. It's crazy. Oh, Fatlo tweeted some other thing. Drew Pavlov, breaking terrorist firebombed bombing attack on Jewish preschool in Sydney. Terrorist spray, fuck the Jews. I thought they just wanted the ceasefire. We need mass arrests and deportations for Islamist extremists. Wait, I don't understand. Why do you see this and immediately assume that this is, the like Islamists who are pro Hamas or whatever did this? Yeah. Also, hold on. I need to figure out if the perpetrators of this obviously anti-Semitic hate crime support Israel or not, first of all. Because if they support Israel, then, maybe there's a defense of it. Yeah. Based Mike Lee, Elon Musk likes dogs, so did Hitler. Elon posed in front of the Eiffel Tower. Chaya Reichik says, Elon Musk posed in front of the Eiffel Tower. You know who else posed in front of the Eiffel Tower? Coincidence or dog whistle or something much more sinister. Like they're trying to make it seem like sig heiling is the same as drinking water, dude. And it's so funny because once again, these people are simply united on one thing, and that is being pro-Israel. Some of these people are deeply anti-Semitic that are defending Elon Musk. Some of the people that are defending Elon Musk are Orthodox Jews, like Chaya Reichik, or even Ben Shapiro, right? So it's exceptionally alarming that all of these people, though, that are united on their defense of Israel, okay, regardless of their background, regardless of their opinion on anti-Semitism, they have all one at any given moment yelled about like a Jewish pro-Palestinian protester being the most anti-Semitic person, while simultaneously claiming that Elon Musk, who is sig heiling, is actually not an anti-Semite and not a neo-Nazi, because Hitler also posed in front of the Eiffel Tower or drank water or liked dogs. Very cool stuff. Yeah. Liking dogs is the same as sig heiling. Can you say the names of Nazi groups most supported? I would like to read on it. I mean, I agree with the salute is suspect. It's just weird a guy that's businessman does that. It would mean extreme times for America. Chatter, instead of looking up groups that Elon Musk has supported, let me tell you about a man who was an American car manufacturer who actually redefined, or in some ways invented, modern car manufacturing. A man responsible for quite a bit, as a matter of fact. His name was Henry Ford. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Henry Ford also, not only was he Henry Ford wasn't just a American innovator. He was also innovative in other ways. Innovative in ways where, he invented new ways of being anti-Semitic through his 800-page pamphlets that he wrote about how all of society's problems were because of Jews. Okay? Henry Ford was so insanely anti-Semitic that he also got a Medal of Honor from Adolf Hitler. Yes. Henry Ford purchased a newspaper, the Ford International Weekly, and it was a weekly newspaper established in 1901 and published by Henry Ford from 1919 through 1927. At its height during the mid-1920s, it claimed a circulation of between 700,000 and 900,000. If true, this would only make it second to the New York Times in terms of national readership. Henry Ford wrote so many anti-Semitic things. This doesn't even have it in it. This doesn't actually feature the many different articles, but we've dove into it before. Okay? The International Jew. Here's his work. Okay? The International Jew was translated into German in 1922 and cited hold on. And cited as an influence by Baldur von Schirach, one of the Nazi leaders, who stated, I read it and became anti-Semitic. In those days, dude, the Nazi leaders were like, damn, dog, this shit's fire. Henry, you are spitting fire here. I read it and I became anti-Semitic. In those days, this book made such a deep impression on my friends and myself because we saw in Henry Ford the representative of success, also the exponent of a progressive social policy. In the poverty-stricken and wretched Germany of the time, youth looked toward America, and apart from the great benefactor Herbert Hoover, it was Henry Ford who, to us, represented America. Praising American leadership in eugenics in his book Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler considered Ford an inspiration and noted this admiration in his book, calling him a single great man. Hitler was also known to keep copies of the International Jew, as well as a large portrait of Ford in his Munich office. Adolf Hitler also gave Henry Ford the Medal of Honor. Okay. Explains businessmen supported. Here.
Fascism and German Nazism also had their admirers within the US business community and the corporate-owned press. Bankers, publishers, and industrialists such as Henry Ford traveled to Rome and Berlin to pay homage, receive medals, and strike profitable deals with the Italian and German governments. Many did their utmost to advance the Nazi war effort by sharing military-industrial secrets or engaging in secret transactions with the Nazi government. The Rockefeller family's Chase National Bank laundered Nazi money, while corporations like DuPont, Ford, General Motors, and ITT owned factories in enemy countries that produced fuel, tanks, and planes that wreaked havoc on Allied forces. Despite these acts of treason, many of these US corporations were later compensated for damages inflicted on their property during the war, such as ITT, which collected $27 million, or GM, which collected over $33 million. During bombing campaigns, Allied pilots were given instructions not to hit factories in Germany that were owned by US firms. The German city of Cologne, for example, was almost completely leveled by Allied bombing, but its Ford plant remained unscathed to the point that German civilians even began using it as an air raid shelter.
Cool. Very interesting. That's too ridiculous. Come on. No fucking way that's real. Bro, it's so funny that people will just... It's so funny that people will just like look at historical events that took place and go, I didn't hear about it, and it sounds so insane, so it's probably not real. Yeah, it was the Grand Cross of the German Eagle, by the way, the highest medal foreign diplomats could receive from Nazi Germany. Yep. Yeah. I'll tell you another fun little thing. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was very popular in Germany during Nazi times. But once there was boycotts implemented against Nazi Germany, Coca-Cola didn't want to stop producing that sweet, delicious nectar in Nazi Germany. So they invented a different concoction. The name of that concoction was Fanta. That's right. Fanta was invented by Coca-Cola to continue selling products in Nazi Germany. How is this bad? Ford just providing people with air raid shelters? See, without Ford, innocent people wouldn't have air raid shelters. What's the problem here? Do you hate innocent people? True. Yeah. We know about Coke and Ford as common knowledge. Even normies know about this. Please help us combat and learn about contemporary Nazis. Well, first of all, the chat reaction shows that not every single person does indeed know about this. Okay? That's number one. And number two, this does actually translate to the international collaborative effort of capitalists with fascist movements at a time when capitalism is actually so destabilized that it's seemingly falling apart, and fascism actually presents a semblance of law and order without disrupting the capitalist hierarchy. That's it. Capitalism, and the way that it is designed, due to the inherent contradictions that are firmly planted within it, the dichotomy and the process in which commodities are produced under capitalism, creates destabilization. Okay? It is slated to fail. It is destined to fail no matter what. You can try to extend it with lifelines such as the welfare state or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Ultimately, there's still going to be boom bust cycles, and there's still going to be no more profits to maintain, especially when you factor in that there is an exponential growth of technological advances that simply make profits impossible. Profit rates have a tendency to decline no matter what. Okay? At the end of that process, there is going to be far too much destabilization, far too much anger, far too much resentment. That's where fascists come into play. In the sea of resentment towards the structures that bind us, people start, maybe feeling a little too angry and resentful and mad about the CEOs and the corporate oligarchs. Okay? Maybe they start liking people like Luigi Mangione a little too much, right? That's where fascism comes in and says, hey, there's a lot of destabilization happening right now. I am going to whip the population into shape. They do this by finding a common enemy, oftentimes a marginalized group of people that they actively dehumanize and can present as the villain that is responsible for all of the horrible things that are happening to people. Okay? That takes many different forms. In Nazi Germany, obviously, it was the Jews, disabled people, gay people, morally degenerate people that are also, mind melted by the Jews who are doing this moral degeneracy because they want to destroy the beautiful German civilization, right? Socialists, trade unionists, communists alike. As long as you are not disruptive to the existing hierarchy where capital owners still try to eke out profits no matter what the cost, and the Romani people as well. Thank you, chatters. Okay. As long as you are not disruptive to the capitalist hierarchy, you can get away with a metric ton of violence. And many corporations will align with you because they like that stability that fascism offers. It is far scarier for business owners. It is far scarier for business owners that the current existing hierarchy of capitalism is disrupted. So they rely on fascists to come in and maintain a presence of law and order through violence. Okay? That's where we're at right now in America as well, for the record. Ben Shapiro condemned Kanye, which dismantles your argument. Lol, that's so funny that you think that dismantles my argument. You know how much Ben Shapiro defended Kanye West when he was saying anti-Semitic things initially because he was a conservative? It literally took him saying that he loves Adolf Hitler 1,000,000 times over for Ben Shapiro to finally be like, yeah, he's actually going through a mental health episode and he must hate, I guess he does hate Jews. Like, what are you talking about? And also, I'm remembering that Kanye West literally shit on Benjamin Netanyahu too in the fucking stupidest way possible. So maybe that had something to do with Ben Shapiro finally coming out and getting mad at Kanye West. Here's Ben Shapiro saying, again and again, Jews awful, nonsensical. Ann Coulter is also super pro-Israel and always has been, so I won't lose sleep. Ben Shapiro does not care about anti-Semitism as long as someone is pro-Israel. That's it. Anyway. Yeah. Ben Shapiro also hates Nicholas Fuentes too. Ben Shapiro also personally hired Candace Owens knowing full well that she was anti-Semitic. Okay? Ben Shapiro hired Candace Owens knowing full well that Candace Owens was anti-Semitic. It was only after Candace Owens was anti-Israel did Ben Shapiro fire Candace Owens. Candace Owens is anti-Semitic. She also happens to be anti-Israel. Being anti-Israel was a bridge too far for Candace Owens. That's it. All right. Now let's get to the executive orders that Donald Trump
some of them very
signed day one. And there's a lot of them, and I covered them yesterday as it was happening in real time. But we should cover them again. This is going around on Twitter.
Oh, no, dog. No, this is the Charlie Chaplin mustache. You know Charlie Chaplin, right?
Yeah, I know Charlie Chaplin.
You know I'm a fan of silent film comedy, right?
Yeah.
Well, come on, man. Hitler ain't the only person that gets to have this mustache.
Yeah, I guess Michael Jordan had one too for a little bit.
Exactly, right? And guess what? I'm not gonna let some monster from the 20th century dictate fashion for all of eternity. You know what I'm talking about? Other people get to have this mustache if they want to.
All right, yeah, it just caught me off guard.
Okay, all right. Oh man, you crazy. You gotta take it easy, man. This is my abode, brother.
When did you get a German Shepherd?
What, Adolf here?
What?
No. Not Adolf Hitler, okay? Adolf Marx, Harpo. I love the Marx brothers. Why are you busting my chops? You know this.
What?
You know what? You need to relax and take it easy, okay? Everything is cool, man. Let's crack these open, all right? I'll show you the kitchen. Kitchen's amazing, man. The best part about this house is I got this thing for like $20,000.
Oh, no!
What?
No?
What? The swastika?
Yeah, the swastika.
This is a vintage comedy prop from the movie The Producers, okay? You saw The Producers, the musical inside the musical, Mel Brooks?
Yeah.
And they did a remake. We had Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick in it.
Look,
Nathan
hey,
Lane was in the cut.
That's
Nathan Lane
a
was in the
symbol
cut.
of hate, man. You can't just hang that on your wall.
It's a comedy prop, man. It's just like a rubber chicken.
It's not like a rubber chicken.
Anyway, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff overall. Things are getting worse at an alarming rate.